Welcome back to Taylor by Nature, where I discuss topic pertaining to nature, our true nurturer. Today's topic of discussion is pertaining to Paul Wallis, who is responding to a series of questions pertaining to Billy Carson and Wes Huff debate, which happened about 2 months ago. My goal is to address some of these questions based on what I have learned and studied. But before we get started, I would like to present an understanding that is not present in the so called English language. It is important to note that names in the Bible and the Aramaic language function as adjectives and verbs, meaning they are often describing someone or something. For example, the word Elohim, we see the suffix M, which is pronounced in the Aramaic, which pertain to coming down, or things that come down, or water that comes down. We also see Yah, which pertains to the right hand. We also see O or U in the Aramaic, which pertain to activity. And lastly, we see El, which means away, or away from the original source or place of existence. In addition, the word God is a singular form for the Aramaic word Gadah, which means to genetically destroy or to cut off. In English, we will say death, which is what happened when humans fornicate with watcher angels. Their DNA get compromised, which is what led to the death of Adam and Eve and brought death into the world. The mixing of diverse seeds or unique species is the original sin of man, which is why they were warned not to eat of the fruit of the tree in the garden. Also, keep in mind that the so-called tree in the garden was a watcher angel whose DNA was close enough to Adam and Eve that it got Eve pregnant because she ate its fruit with the mouth below her waistline, her pudenda. We know this by reading the word tree from right to left, which spells ear, or written as IYR in your Hebrew concordance. Collectively, they are referred to as angels, but their actions determine what they are called. Interestingly, the one that mated with Eve and other human females are the closest to us humans and is considered Adam's elder brother, who coveted Adam's inheritance, which is the earth, which is why he attacked him and his family. They were the opposite of him, as in being pale and white like the moon, versus Adam and Eve, who were made of earth material with a brown melanin covering. Now that we have established a foundation of understanding, we can proceed with the Q&A. Question number 1. How does the Elohim influence us today and what happened to them? I will start off with Genesis 3 verse 15, which tells us their children are here and their purpose is to replace the offspring of Adam, or Adam and Eve, which is pronounced Ada wa Ama in the Aramaic. As the word enmity states, which means hatred and replacement. Plus, their destructive technology are still here in the form of nuclear weapons. We also see the medical symbol of two snakes converging on a pole, representing human DNA mixing with angel DNA. Plus, the doctors who wear the white coats are a dead giveaway because they are simply mimicking the presence or resemblance of the watcher angels. They are still here because their children are here ruining or ruling the earth in the form of the sons of destruction, or they are referred to the Bible as the sons of destruction. Question number 2, please clarify the difference between Anunnakis, Watchers, and Elohim. Are they the same? As I stated before, names in the Aramaic language in Bible function as adjectives and verbs. For example, the name Azazel that all sins are to attributed to in the Aramaic, the letter Za within the name Azazel, it means to cut off or death, which ironically is the outcome of sin, which is death. The letter Z and the letter Z also marks the end of the English language, which collaborate with what the word means, to end or to cut off. In all, their so-called names are just describing their behavior and action. Question number 3, are there any other religion that fits your current belief system? I would say no. Religions are just systems created to control and manipulate the mindset of its users. Question number 4, would you consider starting one, or are you totally against religion? Yes, because our aim, as our Creator made us, our aim should be self-care, self-sufficiency, and self-governing, which when applied correctly, will ensure our longevity, our prosperity, and protection. Question number 5. What is your take on the recent Billy Carson West Huff debate? I would say they are both arguing on beliefs and ideology with no Aramaic understanding of the cultural behavior and how those behaviors translate into today's understanding. It's like I said, it's really hard to do, so I'm not even sure why they were arguing or even having a debate about things that they pretty much have no understanding of. Because when you look at the Bible, and like I said, in the Bible, it tells us in Revelation 20, verse 18 and 19, not to add to or take away from it. Because when you actually when you scribe something, that's what the word scribe means, or scribeer, when you scribe something, you add to it. That means they add to it ideologies. And when you translate something, you take away from it, as in the term lost in translation. So that's why, unless you study and look up the words and see what those words actually mean in the Aramaic and get an understanding of it, using English language to explain something doesn't make sense. And that's why in Revelation 20, verse 8 and 19, it said it will be a curse to those who use it. Why will it be a curse? Because you will actually interpret it the wrong way and use it for the wrong thing, and which means you don't get a negative outcome instead of getting a positive outcome. And that's why it said not to add to it and take away from it. Keep in mind that the Aramaic language is a nature-based language, versus English, which is an ideological language, which pretty much changes with languages. If a language change, ideology change. So as time goes on, people's belief system change. The problem is nature doesn't change. So we are using something that changes to describe something that never changed, which is nature. And that was the whole purpose of not to add or take away from the word, because it will become a curse, because it's going to be misunderstood and misused. Well, if you find this of interest, please like and share and put your comments in the comment section. And thanks for hanging out again. Have a good day.